बिन तेरे बेकार है, बेदिल ये संसार है, न मर मर कर हो नौकरी. I'm in Bollywood. Oh my God! Kids will move out of their homes. They will live with flatmates. They will be broke. Shan was like, "What if you just get on and then like waddle away with the scooter?" And I was like, there was deafening screams. We felt like we were Shah Rukh Khan. I don't think my fringes looked good in one scene in this whole season. Not once. The moment Kismaton se mile and Soumya's shattered. Hi, I'm Yashaswini Daima and I'm an actor, and this is Scene Breakdown with Social Nation. That was my first day of shoot on the Royals. It was very nerve-wracking. What you might think that I'm used to being a part of big ensemble casts, given my history, but that's not true at all. It's always very intimidating. So that was my first day of shoot. It was a very chaotic live location. It was also delayed because they were also shooting the massive sequence. Like you see the set, right? It's the crowning sequence. There's big elephants and fancy guests and expensive jewelry and lots of people. So it was very delayed, and I was constantly like nervous. Ki acha theek hai, abhi karna hai, because first day, first scene. But it was quite fun. Like Vihan's really fun to improvise with. Priyanka was such a smooth, good director. I was supposed to ride the scooter away, but I do not know how to ride a scooter. So then, when we were rehearsing the previous night, Ishan was like, "What if you just get on and then like waddle away with the scooter?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I was like, I can see that the scooter is too massive and I'm not strong enough. So I'm glad that didn't end up happening. You just see me struggle to like take the scooter out. But that was fun. Really exciting show to have been a part of. Yeah, and I felt really pretty with my little nose pin and the hair and the dupatta and everything. Sumughi Suresh is the most hilarious person ever, and she doesn't even have to try to be funny. She has a very nice, healthy, good brain, and that's always great to be around. So Sumughi, Vihan, Kavya, Ishan, Bhumi, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with. It was with the siblings the most, as in like the royal siblings. But yeah, that was the most fun. Everybody had already become so tight. I would come in for like a snippet here and there, fly in, fly out. And they were a family. Like they'd work out together, they'd hang out together. We hung out after like dinners together. So that was cute. The funny thing is, I only remember watching this scene. I have no memory of shooting this scene. I have, because it's the opening of the first season of the first episode. I've seen it so many times that it's like imprinted over the actual memory of shooting it. So that's a little tough to remember. I just feel like it was hot for sure. It was very late at night. We were very tired, and we were not drunk at all. So we were sort of hamming our way, pretending to be drunk, and then eventually found our sweet spot. Aisha is my best friend. We met on the first season of the show. We got a good friendship going on after the first season, but nothing that really like made us like we stayed in touch, but not very actively. Second season onwards is when we became super tight, and we've now traveled together. We've done sleepovers. We call each other with brain farts and with great ideas for businesses and things that we're insecure about. So that's the biggest blessing through adulting that I've gotten, Aisha Ahmad. Also the fact that most of my career is set on adulting and the popularity that it gained and the kind of following that it gained, and it really changed lives for us. We did a marketing tour after the second season. We went to Mount Carmel in Bangalore, and in that auditorium were 2,000 girls. And Aisha and I they called our names and we just walked on set, and there was deafening screams. We felt like we were Shah Rukh Khan. We walked out of the auditorium towards our cabs, and like that was the only time I've actually seen a good use of a human chain, because otherwise it just feels like very like it's naam ke vaste, because nobody really actually cares if you're walking in unless you're like Ranveer Singh, which happened when I was in college. But that day was like, if the human chain wasn't there, I would have felt very claustrophobic, because I get very scared about tight spaces and lots of people. But then we got into our car and people were like on our windows and they were screaming our names and our character names, and it just felt, I haven't experienced anything like that since. That was just like one experience. Yashasini and Rhea are very similar because, okay, give you a secret. A very real reason why they're very similar is because we had really difficult hours of shoot, and it was a very short schedule, and it was hot and cramped up, and there wasn't a lot of prep. So it was just very easy to just channelize my most fun self and have fun with it, and not worry about how annoying or pitchy or what is happening. Just be real and just feed off of each other. So Ray is the closest to Yashaswini, and that's why she's also closest to my heart. Taylor Swift, guys, you can't fight her. She knows everything. She is the Lord. That's also season 3. It happened so many years ago, and now suddenly it's back on YouTube and people are watching it and showing love for it all over again. Like I said, adulting is just some special like that. It does something constantly. And I think Aisha and I are going to be reaping the benefits of it until we're like 70 years old, because kids will keep finding it. I hope so. I hope it stays relevant that way. Because I think that's what happens with relatability. It's very close to the human experience. So every generation is going to have a version of it. Kids will move out of their homes. They will live with flatmates. They will be broke. They will have the stupidest things to worry about. And their friends will give them the complete support and attention for their stupid beliefs and be their ride or die. So as long as that exists, adulting is going to be super relevant. I love that scene because I got to eat pancakes. I have a massive sweet tooth. My brain and my blood can't handle it because I get headaches after sugar, but I always crave it. The fringe was very difficult to manage. I thought I looked very cute, but it was the bane of my existence during the shoot. I don't think my fringes looked good in one scene in this whole season, not once. And then I just embraced it because I'm not vain, okay? I'm an actor. I don't need to know if I'm looking good or not. It's not hair, okay? I tucked it behind my, yeah. One is obviously because it's the first one. But I think season 2 is favorite in most cases because we knew our characters, we knew our relationship, we knew the written work also by then. We'd done a lot of stuff otherwise. And it was fun. You got to play around with a sense of confidence that, oh, something worked. Like us flapping around in the deep end has somehow resonated with lots of people, and so maybe we just need to keep at it and something good will come out of it again. And also season 2 I think was my favorite written, like in terms of well written as well. Actually season 1 is also hilarious. I think season 1 is the funniest, but season 2 does very a good job at messaging, because I love Aisha's I love the 4th episode with Aisha and Rohan Khurana. So season 1, most of our costume was our own clothes. So we only just took them back home. Like I said, it was a hardworking schedule. Season 2, I didn't steal. I asked the art producer if I could take this notebook. It was a ruled plain notebook, but the cover of it was just a Hogwarts girl living in the Muggle world. It was like a nice mix of this song I really like, which is Don't Stop Believing, and Harry Potter. So I was like, ye chahiye mere ko. And I still have it. I still use it. I am Nikhat and Aisha's Ray. In the sense that I am a massive fearer of authority. I follow the rules. I very much get afraid of new spontaneous things. Aisha I feel like I need to save the world from her sometimes, because she just jumps now much lesser because we're both grown up, but she really did like jump in headfirst into situations and moments without really thinking much about consequences. A lot of times I've had to be like, okay, no, maybe you shouldn't have said that, and maybe you should stop talking right now. So we're very opposite that way. I'm a massive coward, and too much of Aisha's frustration. I was a proper fetus during that shoot. I That was my first time on a big set of any kind. I had only done a couple of ads, literally like 3 4 ads. I had shot Phobia already, but again it was a very different set because it was just one house. It's a thriller. There's 3 4 characters. I'm spending most of my time with Radhika and Sattu. So that was a completely different thing altogether. And here suddenly I'm on a Dharma set. And it's a massive cast. It's obviously big scale. There is songs happening. I remember during Tu Hi Hai, the first time Alia's hairstylist Priyanka, like we were set up for a 2 shot. Like it was, oh no, it was my OS, I guess. And Priyanka comes and she's literally like on the floor with the blower and she's blowing Alia's hair off. And I was like, oh my god, I'm in Bollywood. Oh my god. So that was the general experience of Dear Zindagi. That scene, again, I went into most scenes very instinctively thinking, oh, this is what's gonna happen, but I didn't really tap into the humanizing and the reality of it all myself at all. I really needed Gauri ma'am, and obviously Alia was such a like a strong scene partner. Like Gauri ma'am would always all be like, hey, do something like this and do something like that and bring this energy, that energy. Like I'm somebody who always starts very small. So she'll be like, okay, no, make it bigger, make it like you have to emote and you have to tap into like it's a fight. So that was that. And like you can see that I'm very new at this, and I mean at least I can spot it. It was 9 years ago, and obviously we look at things with a little cringe lens, but I gave it my all and quite proud of it. I don't enjoy watching myself from that far back, but I do know that was the great. I was having a great time. I was crying every day. I was thinking like, what the heck am I doing? Do I even want to be here? Because it was so overwhelming. It was always Alia. Like she was super nice, and I think I've heard that she still is very real a person to work with. There was never any sense of hierarchy. I could easily talk to her about being nervous about something, being nervous about my hair or that I'm sweating too much. Like she would talk to me. And even when I was incapable of learning my lines for short scenes. For long scenes, I could. For short scenes, are really good. And so, like, if she's there around, like, I could just run them over with her, and she would do them with me. Like, I would be too annoyed to do that with somebody else right now. I'm at that place where I'd be like, just like do it yourself or something like that. But like she didn't feel the need to. She stuck it out with me. Just that discomfort doesn't mean that you don't fit in. Sometimes it really can be a sign of you're pushing yourself and you're pushing uh, the fact that you belong. But sometimes most of the times, discomfort just means that you're evolving and you need to evolve. So, that, yeah, for sure. If I have to have a favorite of myself from Bandish, it's this scene. And from the entire song, it's that shot where it's a constant foreground, background focus pull to show the two. Shreya's so good in it. Like the nuance of like it's my song and okay, I'm gonna and Tamanna doesn't come from like fake humility. She's like, okay, I need to prove my merit. That's why I'm here. She's like, okay, ठीक है, गाएंगे, करेंगे. And then she's so thrown off by the fact that this girl who's heard it once can do it so much better. No matter how secure you are, Your insecurities will find you and they will surprise you, and that's what happens to Tamanna. And Soumya though is very aware of her insecurities. She's very aware of the way that the world can shoot her down. So she has a strong guard. And I think she doesn't show it, but a part of Soumya is happy that she's being tested this way. Because she wants to be put in a place where she can prove that she has the merit. But again, it's a very subconscious thought that now I can have because I spent so much time with her. But yeah, like I feel like in a very background, like I feel like she must have felt really nice about the fairness of it all. That she's just not getting the job because of this or that, and it's a competition. I love everything about that. Anubhav's done he's some magic DOP. Anand Tiwari, Rohan's also such a good presence with his keys. Divya ma'am is my favorite Soumya part in the show. I sang one of the songs and I sang one of the little we call the music IDs in episode 7. But it's also the one that I got to spend most time with. Everybody who played a musician or singer did have a mentor, a trainer. I think for me, because they knew I could sing, they sort of gave me thoda training, but it wasn't very extensive. I was hoping I would get more so that I could really milk the whole singing of it all. But yeah, there was always somebody around to guide you with lip sync and emoting. So singing in reality and singing as a performance in front of the camera as an actor, basically in scene, are very different, because there are certain faces that you make when you're trying to hit the notes and trying to sing, and as much as you want to be authentic to that singer, it's also there has to be a sort of understanding about camera angles and what emotion you want the audience to feel while you're singing. So it's a combination of that, which I think Radhe does very well, Shiva ma'am does very well. I think I've done well enough. Shreya, I feel like she killed it during Ghara Mahi, especially when it's her and Shiva ma'am, and there's you can see Radhe from in between, and then it turns around and she's like, Balam more, and then she's walking towards him, and I'm like, if she looked at me that way, I would just die out of intimidation. Because it's like a trance, she's like a siren. We were shooting dormitory scenes, so it was Shreya and me. So it just felt like, okay, we're going in for work. Almost as if you're going for an ad film shoot, where it's okay, it's a small setup and everything. But I was obviously very intimidated because I wanted to prove myself to Anand Tiwari that I'm a serious actor. Because he's such a good actor himself. And I wanted him to like me. I'm a sucker for people liking me. I need them to love me. So it was very nerve-wracking. And then as and when the ensemble increases, it was a bit more nerve-wracking. But whenever we had anything music-related happening, it was the easiest thing to do. Because I was like, okay, this part, I know. I mean, this is home. I can, even if it's operatic or classical music, I have enough my real relatability, my real experiences to tap into, to be able to fit into whatever that needs to happen. So that was always very comforting. So, but yeah, some really good actors in the entire show. I wish we had more interaction with the Rathors story-wise, but we have Divya ma'am, so it's chill, it's great. There were 4 of us, we got really tight. So Rohan, who plays Ayan, Sachi, who plays Nidhi, and Krishna, who plays Sheila. I just remember their names now. So yeah, the 4 of us got really close because we first met directly in Dharamshala when we were shooting the school stuff. And somehow something just clicked. We had similar music taste. We would spend time together. We were always together. We were sitting in each other's vanities and just listening to music and vibing and talking. Lots of talking. My first ever song, and we shot it in my college, which is Xavier's. And my parents came to set that day because I told them that I'm shooting a song in Xavier's. It was so good. It was so hot. We were all like in a sauna because Xavier's doesn't have ACs. It's an old stone building. It's difficult to infrastructurally add air conditioning. We were melting on that stage, but giving it our all. I remember Sachi had like back spasms with that electric guitar and like with all the moves that she's breaking out. I love it. I love the fact that Anand Tiwari, along with, so he couldn't have by himself taken the decision to give me a song. He was very clear about the fact that the music producer who's working on the song, it's their call. So Megdeep Bose and Anand Tiwari, like I love the fact, and Akashdeep, who's the music supervisor of the show. The three of them, thank you so much for letting me do this one song. It's it's such a special feeling, and the fact that it happened at Xavier's, where I have spent not just my 5 years of college life performing on that stage. I used to go there even as a child because my mum taught there for 36 years. And most of my cousins, my aunts, everybody's been to Xavier. So it's like a family alma mater. So I've gone there since I was like 2, 3 years old, watching my uncle perform, watching my brother perform, my cousins perform. So it's a massive core part of my life. And to have such a another core element added onto that was the most special thing possible. And then comes this drama where Soumya has, like I said, she's very aware of her insecurity. She puts out a strong front, but she's a softy, vulnerable little cutie inside, and she knows she's talented, but she's just afraid that the world is never going to take her for, like, accept her for who she is. And as much as she tries, it's something that just gets to her when she's on that stage. And she's trying to put on this front of like, no, we've practiced it this way, we've done it that way, and we've got to stick to the notes, right? And then suddenly Tamanna's improvising because she has real experience of the stage. She has real time experience, real world experience of people and how they respond. So she can see that if she didn't intervene, we were losing. But Soumya is too caught up in her own world, and that's what happens. Like, you get jaded and you don't recognize other people's effort for their true intention because you just have a certain lens. As much as people can have a rose tinted lens, there is a green tinted lens also that can happen. And that's what happens to Soumya, because the moment Kismaton se mile, and Soumya is shattered. She's like, but this is the one thing that she was constantly afraid of. The Tamanna's gonna want to steal the limelight. She's taking the fall for now, but at any point she's gonna swoop in, and that's exactly what she's done. She didn't even wait for the main competition. She did it right now. So it didn't matter to her the intention. Soumya didn't care about the intention. And that's what I meant, that it's so important to be aware of just how humans are so deeply flawed, and to be able to represent that without judging the character that you're playing, and to be able to tap into that sour bitterness where when she's nodding, Soumya's nodding, Tamanna says, I did that, right? And Soumya's nodding and Tamanna thinks, okay, she gets it. But then Soumya says, no, it's because you wanted this. And she's like, bro, dude, what the heck? I'm looking out for the team. But yeah, I love that dynamic. I wish there was more of that dynamic. But I had fun. I had fun with all of it. As long as you're in tandem with what's written, and you understand what your character's supposed to feel. I did sort of struggle with the scene that happens in the hotel room with the confrontation between Tamanna and Soumya, because I felt like, but there was a me problem where I was feeling like I needed more words to be able to reach a certain emotion. Like, I wanted to hide behind more words. And when you get into your own head that way, when you feel like, oh no, I wish this was this way and this was that way, is when it gets difficult. But apart from that, there's no specific, I just have a tough time laughing out loud, like physically. I'm a quiet laugher, so if I have to laugh out loud, I can't do that. But crying comes very easy. I'm always crying. And it's just that you obviously need glycerin after a certain point, because you do multiple takes and your tear ducts naturally dry out. बिन तेरे बेकार है, बेदिल ये संसार है, न मर मर कर हो नौकरी, बेमतलब इतवार है। ओ रे जादूगर कोई जादूगर, तू यादों में जो आए, बाहों में आ जाए। It's a tough sound to sing. आधी आधी सारी बातें मैं करूं, घर में ही मैं मेरे खोई खोई रहूं, जागी जागी सारी रातें मैं जगूं, नींदों से दूर मैं तारे गिनती रहूं। रे जादूगर कोई जादूगर, तू नींदे लेके आए, बाहों में आ जाए। That was fun. Thank you, Social Nation. Make sure you follow them for more such content.